Here's 5 things you probably didn't know about the Menendez case. Evidence of sexual abuse? Nah, we don't do that here. That's basically the response of the court. Um, Imagine trying to tell your life story and someone hits the mute button every time you get to the important parts. That's basically what happened to the Menendez brothers when the court said that they could not allow the history of SA by their father and everyone knowing about it into evidence. Then you got an attorney out here, what, auditioning to be a part of Mean Girls? Basically, this attorney was taunting the brothers by saying that if there was any sexual, it would have came up in court. Meanwhile, it was not allowed to come up in court. So the jury took that as being like a fact. Oh well, if there was such thing, it would have came up. I can't even grasp that they allowed that to happen. I can't grasp that. Like, what? Media? This is post OJ. So the media frenzy was frenzying for sure. They had a field day. It was like catnip, for news channels. It was, oh, they made so much money with our eyes glued to the TV. But that's the beginning of everyone becoming a legal expert. I remember so many irrelevant people being asked questions that they had no knowledge of. But if you were to speak to an attorney today, they could speak directly to what was wrong with that case and why those brothers deserve at least another chance. Back in those days, it was very convoluted and everybody wanted to be a celebrity because, again, it's post OJ. It's happening here in Los Angeles. Everyone's paying attention to it. As far as everyone suddenly becoming a legal expert, yeah, that's probably what we're doing too by creating these YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram channels, but that's not what we're here for. A lot of people don't know that the brothers were tried separately at first. Both cases ended up in hung juries, which meant that they were set free. So then for round two, they decided, well, let's just try them together. Yeah, that's what we need. More drama. And the last thing, just to keep things more spicy, California changed its laws mid-game. They did. They made it harder to bring up abuse in these kinds of cases. I mean, can you imagine? For what? For what? How, first of all, how are you changing the rules when we're already on the field? Number two, why would you sit here and specifically say that this type of abuse couldn't be brought up? Talk about, it's just so messed up. It's so messed up for people that have been brought up in this environment and you expect their minds to be healthy. You expect them to be normal. You expect them to approach justice in the way that you want them to. Oh, by the way, you may have done this in retaliation to somebody abusing you. However, we're not going to bring that up in this case. They're directly related. I was 11 years old when this case took place. Of course, my version is skewed. Knowing what I know about being an adult, knowing what I know from working at group homes and working with children that have had, that were subject to SA, being a mother, having my own children and grandchild, having fought against people in courtrooms, family court, children's court. I can't imagine if this case was tried today, if we collectively would feel the same way about it. Ultimately, I think between the prosecutors and the media, they saw two privileged men and thought, oh, you'll say anything. You guys were brats and you shouldn't have done that, and there's something wrong with you. I haven't delved deep into the case. I haven't really watched the documentary, and I surely haven't watched this thing that's on Netflix by Ryan Murphy. And from what I hear, his take on the essay is perverse. But I intend to watch the documentary and even watch that because I want to have an informed take. It's crazy because they've even mentioned, well, Kim Kardashian is has taken this on like it's not worthy of someone's attention. Like it's somehow something we shouldn't pay attention to because she has taken this on as being one of the projects that she wants to work on. More people need to work on things like this. More people need to pay attention to other cases that are just like this. And I'm not saying that it's a free pass, but I definitely think that there should be some care and consideration when you have people growing up in environments where they are being victimized and abused. There's a lot at play. You can't just throw the individual away and think that the problem is going to fix itself. I wonder how many children would have been saved. I just wonder if our attitudes about that would have been different. How many children would not have had to suffer? Anyway, sharing that with you. Let me know what your thoughts are.